Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Well, back from Thanksgiving break, as all of you are, and I'm very, very grateful that you're here. It's Monday morning, the 29th, it looks like. Yes, quick, cool. Yep. So, yeah, lots going on in the world. Lots happened over the weekend. You guys undoubtedly saw the Black Friday sale for crypto and for particularly Bitcoin, and we had an amazingly fun time with that. So let's kind of jump right in today. Might as well. First things first, do me a favor: subscribe to the channel, help me grow the channel, get the people in here, and even if you guys if you like the content, hit the bell so you hear every time I go live. I try to do a live show every day around 12:30 Eastern. And I do a Patreon show, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen here, and then I have it linked in the description of the show here. A lot of you guys are in the chat here are part of that Patreon, and I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. That's where I get to be unfiltered or talk about interesting things like I plan on talking about this afternoon. I'm going to touch about the metaverse this afternoon. I'm not going to talk about it here because I have more of a little bit of a different perspective of it. There's a lot of really cool stuff in it, but I have a very different perspective of it. So tune in for that, 4:30 this afternoon. I'll be live talking about some stuff around the metaverse. So probably some other stuff too, but inhale the wrong way. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, fun stuff. So do me a favor, subscribe if you want to be part of the Patreon. Those of you are, thank you. Those of you who want to be, it's right there. Would love to have you. So let's see who we got in the active chat this morning. Good grief. That's awesome, guys. Love it. That's why I say join the chat. You guys talk to each other, talk to me. We have a good old time. It's a lot of fun. So who do we got here? We got Tom. Good morning. And we've got the badass accountant. Good morning. How are you? Bitcoin Bandicoot. Welcome. Good morning. You got Bitcoin Management Jim. Welcome. Bitcoin Country. Good morning. Diana. Good morning. Excuse me, Diane. My apologies. My eyes get the best of me sometimes. We've got Crypto Sherpa. Good morning. Trading Man. Good morning. Who else we got here? All right. Manny. Good morning. So, it has been a fun couple of days taking a look at the markets, trying to grab some of those dips, things like that, have some fun with them. It's kind of why I chose the background of the thing here. It's just watching the markets, trading. I don't really trade. I do investing. I buy it. I hold it long term. My goal is right now is to kind of move things more into residual incomes, like things you guys all know about, like the Divi project, and that's really running. It's a very, very good project. The people behind that are very, very smart, and they know what they're doing. As you guys, some of you got to meet Nick and Josh and team whenever they were at Bitcoin Ben's event in Texas. I think it was July's event. Probably, I think it was July's. It was warmer, so yeah, it was a fun time. It was a fantastic time. Get to spend some time with them. So really, really cool, down to earth people, but they're very smart and they know what they're doing. So they've got a good team behind them. They're running with that one. There's also stuff like Polygon. You can do residual income with that. There's I did a show about the residual incomes in the Patreon, all about it. That's all it was. So yeah, check that out on the Patreon. Go watch it. It's pretty good about those kinds of things. So I really kind of went into some details on how to do some stuff and went into some of the coins and or projects that I'm keeping an eye on for that type of stuff. So, but I digress. So today, let's go ahead and pop right in. Kind of wanted to talk about a couple of different things. Let's see here if I have it up correctly. Did I put the right? I didn't put it in order. Oh well, we'll figure it out, right? Where is the button? There it is. All right, cool. Sorry. So today, the Bank of England started slamming El Salvador for accepting crypto. And he responded. The Salvadorian president responded. And I love it. It's absolutely beautiful because it's really the mentality around crypto. Okay. This is where we can go as a country and really as humanity. We can literally say, screw you to the banks. and they can't do anything about it. Literally, they really can't, and it's beautiful to think about. So, El Salvadorian president was sitting here listening to the Bank of England, basically stating that it concerns me, I guess this is the representative from the Bank of England, that a country would choose as its national currency. What would worry me most of all is that the citizens of El Salvador understand the nature of the volatility of the currency that they have. Okay. You need to understand they know what they're doing, and it's kind of cool. Morning, Kim. Thanks for popping in. Glad you are here. So basically, there was something else in here that they do. His response to the Bank of England is, Bank of England is worried about El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin. Really? I guess Bank of England's interest is well-being for our people is genuine, right? I mean, they always have cared about our people, always. Gotta love the Bank of England. Basically, he just stuck a big middle finger out to the to the Bank of England and said, screw you, we don't need you, we don't care what your opinion is, we are doing our own thing. It was really, really cool about what the El Salvador country is doing, is that they are effectively dealing with the volatility by buying more into the dips and accumulating more positions to offset the volatility. In other words, it doesn't matter. They're taking and buying the dips, and they're quite literally creating more value for their company. It is amazing. Yes. Bitcoin Bandicoot, somebody call a wambulance. Yes, they are whining and complaining, and they are quite literally, there's nothing they can do. Then that's the thing that we have the capability. Adoption, adopt it. Get in there. Went to get coffee here earlier, and I was talking to them about crypto. It's interesting is that these Square POSs and the different point of sales that have the capability to accept Venmo and crypto or PayPal, you hypothetically could send them crypto and they would never know. It's kind of a cool thought, at the end of the day. We kind of think about it. We have the ability to have that now. And I've talked about this before a little bit. If a retailer or a merchant wants to accept crypto, they should really look at the what's the thing with AMP and Litecoin? What's the stupid network? I forget what it's called. You guys help me out in the chat there. What's it called? I don't remember right now. Just blanking out. It's a network. Anyways, basically they can accept and have the benefits of accepting the crypto as well. Oh, look at this. Squirrel for a second. Flexa, thank you. That's right. Divi is at 9 cents. Guys, Divi is going through the moon. So Bitcoin Bandicoot Lightning Network is part of Flexa. So Litecoin, AMP, and they basically join together to work on Flexa. And if merchants decide to go and use Flexa, they can actually obtain the benefit of using that network for themselves, right? But I can use a Litecoin card and spend Litecoin there, and they'll never know. Yes, Manny uses the Litecoin network. Or I'm sorry, the Lightning Network, excuse me. Let's see. I just lost my train of thought. There was a squirrel there. You guys are having fun and you're distracted. Yes, go Divi, go. I'm watching Divi over here too. It's popping up. Anyways, so yeah, it's really, really cool is that when countries or individuals, sovereign individuals like ourselves, we are capable of going and doing everything and anything outside of the current monetary system, and there's nothing they can do about it. If you stay inside of the current monetary system and you use it, then you have to be concerned about following their rules and their regulations. But if you're outside of that, well, they can't touch you because it's not tying to their dollars or their assets or anything like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So real quick, I'm going to sidestep. Gaming nodes are where it's at. And not financial advice. So Samstorm, look into Axie Infinity. You guys take a look at Axie Infinity. They are paying out about 100% returns for what you stake there. It fluctuates between 100 and 120%. It's a lot. Something to think about. It really is. Gaming on a blockchain. Who'd have thunk, right? Anyways, in other news, Microstrategy bought just over 7,000 bitcoins in the fiscal fourth quarter for $414 million. The business intelligence software company said it owned 121,044 bitcoins as of November 29th, worth $3.6 billion. You're doing Gala. I'll take a look at Gala. Thanks, Samstorm. I'll take a look at that one. But anyways, the adoption. Michael Saylor knows what he's doing. Microstrategy said it bought 7,200 Bitcoin or 7,002 Bitcoins for about 414 million. Speak, Joshua, speak. Anyways, basically, they're buying the dip. Companies and individuals are buying the dip. Their average of their purchases was about $29,000 since their average. That's a big deal. They're getting an average price of $29,000 per coin because of how long they've been buying, realistically. But you need to realize that you're starting to see more and more buying the dips. These are major corporations coming in and buying this. There's a lot more coming in. There's a lot of money. I was watching over the weekend. There's a lot of money from unknown wallets transferring into exchanges. And it was all stable coins transferring into exchanges. Most of the time that I've seen, that's where you'll start to see the buy-ups, the buy-ins of the different coins. You'll start to see rise up when you see those major amounts of money. And we're talking hundreds of thousands and several $1 million per deposits into exchanges. It's been very, very intriguing to see all of those different wallets get moved into exchanges, and you start to see the buy-ups right now. What's Bitcoin sitting at right now? I need to go look at. Bitcoin sitting at $58,000, and it's been on a nice gentle run, which is kind of what we want to see. We don't want to see it necessarily tremendously spiking, but let's see over the day chart. So far, I mean, it popped up to $68,000. It looks like over. Let's go back to the hour chart. Yeah, it's running up. We'll see it. I think we'll see it. Yeah, I think we'll see it run accordingly. If it does, I don't know what this. Yeah, it's coming back to its high. So maybe we'll see. If it gets past that, we'll see. We could see it really run. I don't know, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it, guys? Yeah, guys and gals, it would be very, very interesting. Let's go back up here. Since everyone's talking about Divi, let's go find Divi real quick. I'm going to squirrel all over the place today. I didn't have enough coffee to keep me relaxed. Let's see here. Let's go to the hour. Hey, looky there. Oh, it already hit 10 cents. How about that? Huh. It already hit it. That's interesting. I guess I missed that. That's cool. Now, I really think that we're going to start to see Divi is going to take off, guys. Divi, it's going to hit $1, and then it's going to slam. It's going to go nuts. What's it sitting at right now? It's market cap. Let's see. Market cap is 200 million. It's very, 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 very undervalued. Just pointing that out for you guys. It's very, very undervalued. You got to realize that this sucker is poised to really run. You guys all know this. They're building stuff that nobody's built before, and they're making it easy for people to use. That's something that we don't have in the crypto space for the node, things like that. That's pretty, pretty cool. It's very, very cool. It's gonna be very, very interesting to watch this particular project. Like, that's a very good normal volume, and it's just gently running. It's all gently running, and that's what you want to see. But anyways, I'll scroll back over here real quick. I wanted to point out how the El Salvador president or the Bank of England is all worried and freaking out. They're not using their money anymore. They're boo-hooing. And then they're saying basically, screw you. You never cared about us anyways. You really care about us now. You're controlling them. Now they can't be controlled because there's no such thing as sanctions on a country that uses this. Kind of cool. So over here, we have U.S. regulators aim for greater legal clarity surrounding cryptocurrency. Those of you know, I've talked about the oh, that is really small for you guys. Sorry, man. I forget to do that, so I apologize whenever that happens. If you can't see it, tell me in the chat. That'd be greatly appreciated. So, U.S. regulators, they set up the stupid infrastructure bill, and we all know what was in there. I hope you guys at least read the stuff around what they're doing with it. You need to realize that they're gonna try to come back over here, and they're gonna try and set all this stuff up, and they're talking everything around stable coins. And most of the stuff they're talking around is all stable coins. There's very little, I don't think anything is being discussed at all in the realm of actual Bitcoin and the other real cryptocurrencies out there. They're talking about stable coins because they want to release a USDC. I'm sorry, a CBDC. So that, to me, says that they're freaked out about the stable coins because they want to be the ones who control the stable coins, therefore control the money supply. I had someone ask me this past weekend, why Bitcoin? Why can't a government take control of Bitcoin? And the reason is because they can't control the supply. And they realize they can't control the supply, and because they can't control the supply, well, they're not going to they're not going to accept it. They're not going to adopt it. The thing is that we're building this system outside of them. They don't have a choice. They will have to join or they will die. They will have to join or they will die. And I don't mean literally. Well, I guess maybe they might literally, but more just economically. In everything around economics talks through and controls people's livelihoods and things like that. And the U.S. regulators do that. The regulators, they're not an elected body. They're set up by the elected body to do things that have nothing to do with what we ask them to do. A certain amount of regulation makes sense, but for the most part, regulation is only designed to destroy us. It's designed to keep us down. It's designed to hinder us from really getting ahead and doing the right things for ourselves. Okay? The FDIC is even interested in getting into I covered that in a couple weeks ago, about how the FDIC is getting interested in wanting to get involved in cryptos and be involved in taking a piece of the pie kind of thing. You guys, they're going to try and regulate it. They can't regulate an already regulated system. I've said that many times. I will continue to say it till I am blue in the face. They cannot regulate a blockchain system. I've talked to different people about many, many different things. They had someone tell me that blockchain is dead, and I'm like, and yet you believe in, but they believed in Bitcoin. I was like, it uses blockchain technology. It does. What are you going to do? You can't say blockchain's useless when Bitcoin uses blockchain. You can't say Litecoin is useless when Litecoin uses blockchain. Blockchain platforms allow us to be able to build our future free of constructs from government regulations, regulatory bodies, and everything in that regard. And the reason being is because we build the regulation into it as we build it. It's that simple. People are like, well, that's not very simple. You can't really do that. I'm like, actually, I'm building blockchain stuff. It is. You get everyone in the room to agree upon what the rules are. You hard code it into a smart contract, and boom, it's not going to change. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Like, well, you can't code it, this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, you get a developer, you get an engineer, software engineer to go do it. It's that easy. Coffee is good stuff. I hope you guys got some coffee. Coffee is good stuff. I digress. So, a little bit of inflation here. Discussion. I actually did not get to read this whole thing. Dadgummit. I'm sorry. So, Fed is effectively, they've started tapering. In other words, they've stopped buying stocks. And the stock market tanked. Like, well, what did we see on the day before Thanksgiving? The entire stock market across the board just boom, completely gone. Oil, everything just fell off the cliff. And that's about when they stopped buying stocks, bonds, anything else. They're propping up the stock market. That's what they're doing. The Feds are propping up the stock market. By stopping their buying and tapering, they're going to trigger a financial crisis. They just are, because the market got too used to that sugar that they've been eating from the Fed. They've just been pumping it in, just pumping it in, pumping it in, pumping it in, and there's nothing. Nobody's paying attention to that part, except for the few of us are. We are going to see a collapse like we have not seen since the Great Depression. I think we're going to see it collapse majorly, but it'll be short-lived because people will look at crypto as the exit strategy. It is the exit strategy. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. Everyone's like, I've had many discussions with people about getting out of crypto and into the dollar because it's going to collapse or it's going to retrace. Well, it's a free market. Anthony Pompliano was talking, I think that's how you say his name, was talking with CNBC, actually interviewed with CNBC about Bitcoin. How he's been very bullish the whole time. Yeah, it is. And he pointed out that Bitcoin and really cryptocurrencies are the last free market of the world. And they're a leading indicator of what the rest of the market and sentiments are. And I actually really agree with that. Because as Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies market rise and fall, that's kind of an indicator about where people are with the rest of the actual stocks that are for these different companies that we're traditional stocks, traditional investments, things like that. So it's interesting to watch and see when someone like Anthony comes out and says that on national TV. Basically, I don't really know how many people watch CNBC anymore, but technically, about Bitcoin and how he's very bullish on it, and as am I. He pointed out that Bitcoin had 50% retracements, 30% retracements, 20% retracements, and those are healthy. But he compared those to being like 3% retracement in the S&P, or like a 4 or 5% retracement in the S&P. It's just that way. If you compare it in comparison of those kinds of things, that is the way it is. So, let's see here. Sorry, just kind of checking into the chat here. So, yeah, it's interesting to think about that kind of stuff happening. So, I'm really going to point this out. This is very, very, very funny to me. Stupid inflation tricks. Democrats keep coming up with new culprits for blaming the rise in prices, but they're not paying attention to their policies because they're causing the problem. David Letterman, former late night TV host, had a popular segment he called Stupid Pet Tricks, which he did. It was funny. We thought of that recently as politicians invent new ways to blame inflation on everything except their own policies. That's exactly what they're doing. That's the oil. They're not doing it. Or actually, I'll just finish reading this here for you guys. President Biden has blamed that OPEC cartel is producing too little oil and accuses U.S. oil and gas producers of making our market manipulation. Really? You're the dumb idiot who shut down the pipeline. You're the dumb idiot who started shutting all that down, and then you went back to beg OPEC to produce more oil. Like a whipped dog. We don't do that in this country. You're embarrassing us. Anyways. But our favorite stupid inflation trick has to be Elizabeth Warren's attempt last week to blame poultry cartels for higher cost for your Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, really? That was funny. I actually saw that article. It was actually funny. People, we're starting to see the effects in our own pockets, in our own areas, in our own lives around the rise of inflation. When you print too much money in a fiat currency system, when it is not backed by any physical, real world metal, whatever, gold, silver, you know what I mean, like an asset, a real asset, you will quite literally remove the value that your dollars have in general. Now, what does that mean? If you blow a balloon up too much, what's going to happen? It's going to pop. It's going to pop. Busy Mountain. I love it. Poultry cartel is like a turkey gang. I love it. Oh, anyways. Good morning, by the way. I've not seen, I guess you're in here. There's a bunch of people in here. Fantastic. Sonia, welcome. Looking through here. Yeah, you guys are great. This is awesome. If you're watching on any of the other platforms, hop on YouTube and subscribe there for it. And then we have a live chat running. It's pretty fun in there. Also, if you're watching from any other platforms, pop in and say hey. That way you know you're there. So yeah, anyways, Pocahontas keeps lying. He's right, Trinity Man. That's right. Oh, anyways, let's see here. Last thing I kind of want, well, not last thing, pretty close to last thing here. The ultra rich are starting to save their money instead of spending it. Now the middle class is buried in debt. So just kind of put something into perspective for you guys. When the ultra rich start saving their money, that means two things. To me, at least, it means two things, in my opinion. Two things that means is that one, that they're not stimulating the economy. There's a lot more real stimulation by circulating already released financial instruments like different types of currencies. When they start spending and circulating that money, it grows and keeps the economy moving. Money is changing hands, the economy is running, e-commerce is happening, commerce is happening, blah, 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 blah. It's fantastic. When they start saving it, though, typically that means that they are starting to sit there and go, I'm not spending any money because of inflation. I'm not spending any money because I fear something is about to happen. When they stop spending money, something is about to happen. They're typically usually in the know. And when they know something's coming in the pipe, they're going to set their money aside so they have that to spend whenever there's not anything else circulating, any other income coming in for them. Now, if you're smart, like Robert Kiyosaki, maybe Donald Trump, and other people like that, where you go and build residual incomes for yourself, it's not going to matter. The economy is not going to matter so much because people are still going to pay you, or your investments are still going to pay you because you properly configured yourself to be able to have that residual income. It's a much, much different perspective when you do it that way. Yes, Manny, do me a favor, guys. Smash the likes if you like the video content. I really do appreciate it if you do. It helps the channel out, helps your algorithms, get more people in here. Subscribing does the same thing, and also sharing this out on your socials. It makes a big difference. Thanks, Manny, for bringing that up. Much appreciated, sir. So it makes me sit there and go, okay, there's something coming down the pipe if they're starting to actually save their money and put it under the mattress, so to speak. It really does. Yes, Busy Man, Kiyosaki's been buying more crypto. Actually, yes, him, Michael Saylor, Grayscale, all these big boys are starting to buy more crypto. I actually read an article earlier that Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, all these different people in these different areas, they are actually buying a lot more crypto because they're seeing it as an exit strategy. They really, really are. Rick, by the way, Papa Joe, the video of Evelyn on her birthday was so adorable. Yes, she was so excited whenever I showed her the Litecoin. She's like, she started going crazy. So thank you for that, by the way. That was very kind of you. You really didn't have to do that. It was very, very, very kind of you. She loved it, though. It was fantastic. She's like, my first crypto. I was like, well, Daddy's put some stuff in there before you as well, but someone actually sent it to you. It was like very, very cool. Very, very cool. Thanks for that, Rick. Very much so. It was very, very precious. So anyways, last thing I wanted to cover here before we run out of time, try to keep it 30 minutes here. So Senior Dorky is stepping down. Do you guys know that Maxwell's case went live today? Did y'all know that? Yeah, it went live today. I wonder why he steps down today. Oh, by the way, the is it NASDAQ that they're listed on? S&P. No, it's on S&P. They halted trading on Twitter as soon as this news hit. They just completely tripped. Completely stopped. I guess people were selling out of Twitter. Maybe Jack was selling out of Twitter. I mean, I don't know, or whatever. It dropped. They stopped. They halted it this morning. I didn't pull that article up, but yeah, they halted. So basically, he's stepping down. He's going to let Parag Agrawal, I can never say an Indian's name. Forgive me, guys, for doing that. I just Parag. So when I work with the many different Indian people, and they usually just have a specific portion of their name that they go by. So he probably goes by Para or Pa or something like that. I don't know. It'd be interesting to kind of meet him and figure out how he likes it to say. But anyways, So yeah, Dorsey out on Twitter, he actually tweeted an email that he sent, I guess, to shareholders and people in the company. Sorry, bumping that there. That he's stepping down, all of the different plans around that, and it's interesting that he's doing that on the same day that Maxwell's case went live. They're actually starting proceedings and stuff and whatnot today. So what does that mean for us? Twitter's going to continue, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be great. However, a lot of things tied to that person in the other realms, which we can kind of get into that for in my Patreon. I'm not going to really talk about it here. I just want to keep things clean out here and be very gentle in what I say. So, but it's ironic in my perspective, from my perspective, that today, the same day that that's going on, the other things going on, the trial's going on, it's just interesting to me. Makes me kind of go, I know there's a lot of other stuff. Our 17th friend has talked about that particular individual and the other individual who's on trial and all that stuff, how they're very connected in lots of different other ways. So there's a lot of stuff coming. There's a lot of stuff coming, and I'm wondering if this individual is part of that first round of things in there. So if you follow me on social media, Twitter, and on so Twitter, I don't know if you can see that. Let's take the banner off for a second. So at PAPAJO42, no, not that one. I had to do PAPAJO42, unfortunately, because the original PAPAJO that I had got deleted. Yeah, they killed that account. I had a lot of followers on that one, and I started sharing lots of different things on there around these kinds of subjects, and that one, they just straight up nixed it, gone. Anyways, yeah, Plan B. We've talked about them before. I don't think we'll hit the 98,000 in, 2 days? I mean, I guess it could happen, but it's probably, I mean, I don't know. We could see. You never know, I guess. But anyways, yeah, follow me on social medias because I'll talk about stuff like this out there. I post a lot of different things that are around crypto, but I also talk about other stuff too. And if those kinds of things go down, that's fine. I want to try and keep YouTube to be able to keep you guys going in those directions if you want that kind of information. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. I need to get ready for a meeting here in about 30 minutes. I did get them to move that. So that's been kind of nice to be able to do that. So I can actually come out here and have a talk with you guys and do these different things and have this wonderful conversation. So I'm going to try and cover the metaverse and the Patreon. It's scrolling around the bottom of the screen right here. And it's also linked in the description of the channel. If you're not part of that, you should pop in there. It's $5 a month. I have to have a paywall so that I can actually get the video there for you guys. But it's also so that I can be unfiltered about what I talk about. So anyways, Rick, you're right. I'm not going to say that on here, but you're 100% correct. That's what's going to happen. So anyways, like, subscribe. Subscribe is very important. Like helps the algorithms, and then sharing it out just brings more eyes into here. I really appreciate it. It helps me grow the channel, and I sure do, really do appreciate all that you guys do. And with that, you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you at 4:30.